Okay, so I'm being topical this week. Authors responding to reviews has come up yet again. So, can authors respond to reviews? No. Since the beginning of time, that answer has been no. And yet, this issue comes up every few months. So, I'm making this video as someone who has had an author respond to her bad review very kindly. Very nice. I've mentioned it before in other videos, and the reason I thought it was noteworthy enough to bring up in more than one video was because even though she was really nice, it was super freaking awkward. When it came to me, I was like, you broke my brain, what do I do with this? And in the end, I kinda ignored it. So I am also a writer who has had her work interpreted in ways I had not intended and gotten feedback from like people who have like taken something in a way that made me go crap. I'm also someone looking at their current work in progress going, there are several themes in here that are not going to land with some people. A lot of people maybe. And some of them I know will interpret it, misinterpret it on purpose. But that's life. Words are tricky. We're like taking our electrified meat signals and translating them into like these little imperfect approximations that everyone made up. And then other people are taking that and interpreting that with their own completely different electrified meat. Things aren't gonna go right. Arguably, things never go right, only right enough. So what does that mean? That means I understand how frustrating it can be, and even a little scary, but you gotta let people have opinions. It sounds really stupid when you say that, like of course, duh. But when authors respond to book reviews, that is them trying to control other people's opinions. It's not a good look. So let's be real. There has been a social contract since forever that authors, they don't interact with reader reviews. If you are not aware of this, you are like a teenager, very young teenager, you have been living under a rock, or you think you're special and rules don't apply to you, so you don't pay attention to them. But the rule does exist. And when you violate a social contract, even though it's not a law, there are consequences. Now, the white dude in question who set off this current round of authors, what are you doing? I've been subscribed to him for a while, even though I only watch like 1 out of every 20 videos he makes. So I did watch this particular video in question, and I went to the comment section, and it's overwhelmingly, oh, you're so brave. This is amazing that you said this and you came out with this. As far as I can see, he's heart-marked a lot of the comments that are praising him and saying nice things and making jokes. And that means that he read all the comments that are disagreeing with him, and he has completely ignored them. Unless I've missed something on Twitter, because I'm like never on Twitter. I could very well have missed something on Twitter. But unless I've missed something there, he's in like the I'm special category and rules don't apply to me. So we're not talking about him. Kind of a lost cause there. Why would we? Yeah, whatever. So here's the deal. No one's gonna tackle you for reading reviews. Read all the reviews. That's between you and how much you can handle. Generally not recommended because it will destroy you emotionally, possibly. But that's your business. But then again, you need to keep it your business. Book reviews are for readers. They are not a conversation with you. You trying to start a conversation in a book review is unwelcome. It's like coworkers getting drunk at the bar and the boss walking in and ordering a beer. That's like, you know, going on a date and like your mom sitting next to you with a bucket of popcorn. It's weird. You're not welcome. It's not your space. If you want to talk about your book and have a conversation with readers about your book, you have a Q&A in your own little space. Have a spoiler Q&A for people who've only read the book. I have seen that done before. Sounds like a fun idea. But like there are plenty of ways to talk about your book that are not invading reader spaces. And there's always going to be dumb takes on what you wrote. There always will be. You can't help that. There are people who think that the Fallout game series is not political. The post-nuclear apocalyptic game with the big gigantic robot that hunts down communists, not political. Interestingly enough, a lot of those same people who say it's not political also side with Caesar's Legion unironically. If you've not played Fallout New Vegas, Caesar's Legion is the group that like enslaves people and forces all their women to like have children and straps bomb collars to their necks so they can't run away. We live in an insane world, don't we? But anyway, those people will also read your books and have incredibly wrong opinions. Unfortunately, you have to let them have their incredible wrong opinions. Unless they are directly harassing you or slandering you, like legal level slander, or they're starting something harmful, you just gotta let them have the wrong opinions. You as the author, I mean. Readers can have any argument with any other reader that they want. But you as the author of a published book have forfeited that right. You are not in that space anymore. Once your book is out in the world, your little book baby, it's not a book baby anymore, it's a book adult. It has to live its own life. No matter how well you raised it, not everyone's gonna like it, and that's okay. Stop trying to be the thought police. So are there acceptable ways to respond to reader opinions? Not really. I mean, okay, if you see like a bunch of people saying something about your book, they're identifying a theme that you didn't intend, like maybe you used to put something misogynistic in there, and that was not your intention, but a lot of people are seeing this thing, then maybe you could reach out, like in general, not specifically, not to like a specific person, but be like, hey, I noticed this conversation going on. This was not my intent. Like, what exactly about my writing caused everyone to see this, and how can I avoid that in the future? Like, you could say that, maybe phrase better than what I just said right now, but you could do that as long as you're not using it as a defense. Like, don't just say that as a way to be like, oh, I didn't mean it, everyone shut up, and then that's it. Like, only do that if you genuinely want to fix what you did in the future. I mean, you can't fix the book that's already published. I mean, if you want to fix what you did moving forward, if you're not doing that for that reason, it's kind of gross. Don't do that. And also, it won't work because the internet will smell that like blood in the water. Don't do it. So in conclusion to this rant, it's turned into a rant. Like, I kind of planned this out as like a nice, calm conversation. I kind of ranted a little. But in conclusion to this rant, if you want to respond to reader reviews, write fanfiction. Just write fanfiction. It's not like, oh, fanfiction is worse. I'm saying write fanfiction because fanfiction has comment sections. When people comment on your fanfics, they're talking to you, not to other readers. That's why the comment sections are at the end of the chapter, not at the beginning before people read the story. When you respond to comments, the commenters love it. They're like, senpai noticed me. Unless you're like yelling at them. But if you're like response like, yay, we're having fun over this story, it's a good time. Book reviewers are writing for other readers. Book reviews are meant to be read before people buy and read your book. They are not to you. Mind your business. That's all I have to say, really. Like, comment, subscribe. I always forget to say that, but not this week. See you next week.